Para para pom. Pom pom porom pom pom porom. Pom pom porom pom pom porom. Hello? Anybody home? Hello? Anybody home? Pom 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 para para pom. Hello everyone. No. Wait. My head is stuck. My head is stuck. Why? Why? Well, we have a problem of light. Okay. See if this is any better. Way better. Bam 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 bam. Bada bada bam. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Ha 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 ha. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Let's switch scene immediately and let's jump right into the content. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay. So we are working on sequences, right? And we were testing the sequences in the sample project, right? That we created. We actually created a project just for that. Create a project just for that. And I think we can use that project. Yes. Well, maybe. Should we do it? Should we do it from scratch? Yeah, maybe yes. Maybe yes. Let's do it from scratch. Let's do it from scratch. Let's create a completely new project, okay? Completely new project. Let me see. Editor, okay. Let's because I think that I will trigger the sequence. I will trigger the sequence with a proximity trigger, right? I think that's the easiest way. Or by the player touching an object, clicking on an object or something like that, right? So
the camera will, unless you want to animate all these.
I just needed the piece where he's saying it's not this, huh? Or maybe it was really at the beginning. Now it's another video. I think it was another video, my boys. Fine. Fine. fine.
From here we can.
It's okay. Okay, let's create a third person, right? We love third person. Only blueprint. Only blueprint? Yeah, only blueprint. We created in G. Unreal Project 5.4. Yep. And we call it sequencer test. Right? We starter content? Yes, we starter content. We need a starter content because why my camera is stopping all the time? Oi. It's really just stopping. It's not really doing much more. But yeah. Okay. Okay, so there is the default third person empty thingy, right? And I mean, at the moment we work with one level only, so we don't use any, obviously, work composition or anything, right? So it's just one level, right? It's one level. So what we learned is that we can do add level sequence, or we can do add level sequence with shot. So basically the difference is that if you do the second one, you can actually add child sequences to the I think at the moment, but yeah, let's do it with shots. So the name will be table and chairs, for example. I don't know, something like that. Table and chairs, right? Suffix, what is the suffix? Root. Base path sequences, okay. Number of shots 5, no, number of shot 2. Sequence to duplicate, nothing. Instance subsequences. Whether to instance subsequence based on the first created subsequence? No. Well, maybe. Subsequence directory. Directory shots. Okay, this is all fixed shot number. Oh wow. Okay, anyway. Okay, so now we have our thingy. And we have 2 shots into it. Okay, so it is a container of these 2 shots, right? Very nice. Now the only thing that I'm trying to understand is cinematic viewport. Default viewport. Okay. Well, I immediately created this. So he's adding anyway a camera, which makes sense. I mean, obviously you need to have a camera, otherwise it's not a cinematic. Whoop, sorry, it's not a cinematic, right? So he's adding a camera by default. Okay, that's kind of nice. Now, if I go inside, so here I'm, I navigate this way, right, with these 2 arrows. So if I go inside shot 1, and we want to say that in shot 1, we instantiate. So we said that we have 2 ways, right? We can create a new actor, or we can instantiate an existing actor, right? So maybe let me do both, so that let's create a new directory and we call it sequence content, right? Sequence content, and we create a new blueprint class which is derived from actor, and this one will be called sculpture. Okay, we will call sculpture, and for now we just add a simple cube, and we add, how big is this cube? 1 meter, let's say 0.5. Okay, and then we add a sphere, and also the sphere we want is 0.5, I guess, and I really need a grid actually. Ah, I cannot duplicate here. Okay, interesting. And yeah. Okay, this will be our thing. Okay, so this is a whatever, just a dummy temporary thing. No. Ah, because the cube is there. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, so I can do add, right? I can do add, and then we can say sculpture. No, we cannot. So we have to drop it into the level, and then we have to remove it. What's the thing? The thing is that I have to drop it into the level somehow. And then what? And then I was doing, and this is like our sculpture 1. And then, hello Hula. I was wondering what happened actually, because I didn't see you in some time, and I was actually a bit worried that something happened to you. What happened? Sculpture 1. So if I remove it, we cannot remove it. So basically, this thing needs to exist in my shot. But if I go back and I go to shot number 2, it disappears. It doesn't. I already forgot the way to do it. Wait, this is the way to, but so this is basically the instance one, but there was also the possibility to do the other one, right? To do the other one. Ah, yes, that I was dragging it to the... Ah, yes, I was dragging it to the... Nothing special, just not internet for some time. Okay. I do have a strange change this time reading books. I read books sometimes, but it's usually when I'm in holidays. So if we want to have this thing, right, into the sequence, and we want this thing to exist, for example, only in shot 2, I can drag and drop this into my sequence. I don't know what is the difference of putting it here or putting it here. Did he put it inside the camera actor, or no, he put it here, down here. So this means that this will exist only... Yeah, but the problem is, where is it, right? Where is 000 here? I have no idea. I mean, why I don't see my thingy? It's saying spawn, right? So I can focus on it. Ah, is here. Okay, is here. Okay, fantastic. Now, if I move it while I am in the sequencer, right? So then what happens? Okay, now I go back and I want to see it disappear. Okay, fantastic. It does. It does, it does, it does, it does. Okay, so you can have stuff in the level or you can have stuff that is instance. In our case, pretty much everything will be instance, right? So I don't want any of these items to be in the level, right? I don't want any of these items to be in the level, okay? And I would say that this is already good. And this thing will appear maybe, I don't know, in the sky, right? Will appear in the sky. And then it will you see that I moved it while I was outside of the shot, and so basically didn't register the movement. Okay, so and then if I put it at 30 and I say add a key, can I add a key? Create a key when channel property change, only automatically adds the key when there is already a track and at least one key. And at least one key. I don't think I have at least one key. Okay, so we must create a key at the beginning, right? So my key at the beginning will be here. So how do I create a key? Key just change channel when it changes. How do I create a key, boys? Create a key. Should I just say create key? Oh, I don't know. Section. I need a section. Key this section. No, I just want to add add a new key at the current time. I see. Okay, we add a new key. Okay, nice. Okay, so now if I go like here and I move it down, right? And no. Let's do this. Let's do the auto key thingy, and then I move it down, right? Boom. I move it down. So it created the key. Then I go, I don't know, I go here and I move it there. And then I go here and I move it down, right? Okay. So this is actually my path. So if now I do this, okay, this thing is actually fantastic. It's actually moving. Okay, very cool. Now, okay, now my face froze again. No, my face. My face is freezing every 10 seconds now. Why? Mother, why? You just changed the design? Or you add more way out? I mean in the Dryken plane? No, we're changing the design. I think I'm changing the design. Changing the design kind of completely, but I'm trying to do it with sequences, and I'm trying to learn how to do sequences. And it's something that I never did, so I'm trying to learn it. And it will take a bit of time, but fine. But fine. So now the question is, can I have a trigger? Can I have a trigger, right? on. So if I play now, what happens? Oh, that is very bad. This object in theory should not exist. Because the sequencer is open, maybe? Okay, it doesn't exist, in fact. The second one doesn't exist, which is here, right? It doesn't exist. Okay, so now basically we want to have a trigger, right, of some kind. We can put it on top of this, right? We can have a trigger begin overlap, whatever is the name, a trigger box, right? Or a trigger volume. What is the difference? Trigger volume, trigger box. Yeah, trigger box, right? So I put here a trigger box. Maybe we just scale it a bit, so it's a bit larger, right? So when I go close to this thing, my trigger box will trigger, right? And when it triggers, do we have to put it inside the blueprint? Probably, huh? Because I cannot generate an overlap like that, huh? No. Okay. So I have to create, we can create it. We can create a new actor that is called trigger me, and the trigger me as a trigger box, right? No, as a collision box. Exactly. And the collision box is done this way. Yeah, exactly. And then we need a trigger overlap, right? We need a trigger overlap. Add event on component on begin overlap on component begin overlap. Okay, nice. On component begin overlap. So here we overlap. So if we overlap, right? And now here is the thing. We need to get my, and I don't know if I have to get my sequence from here. So they just say, take this. Can you create a node from this type of asset? Okay, not possible. Can I create it from this type of asset? No, I cannot. Okay, so here we need the second. We need the second part of this, which is table and chairs. Table and chairs, no. Okay, we needed that video where he was showing. We need a video where he was showing. Probably this. Sequences.
Wouldn't it be cool if building a website felt like working in your favorite design tool?
What
Framer, it is.
Hey, what's up? Let's play a level.
Yeah, this guy.
For that, I will create one add level sequence.
This guy. So let me just see how he's getting the sequence. Play level sequence. Oh, create level sequence player. Oh, okay. Create level sequence player. Okay. And here we have our table and chairs. Okay. And then we play it, right? What he did something weird. Oh no, he just selected. And then play. Play to sequence player. Why play to sequence player? Play to sequence player. Okay. So basically now, if I go in the area of this thing, didn't work at all. Let me see if we trigger this. We don't trigger. Why we don't trigger? Why? On component begin overlap box. This is strange. Because I didn't put it. I didn't put it in the level, you noob. I didn't put it in the level. That's why. Okay. Sequence, what are you saying? Sequence and what? Sequence will be implemented in game, don't lose the hope to see one day one idle NPC marching band. Yeah, possible. Very possible. Okay, well, at least he started the sequence. Let's say that it doesn't feel very natural because he's really switching the camera completely compared to my camera, right? What is happening now? Huh? What the fuck? It works only the first time, or what? Huh? Why? He worked only the first time. What the hell? Well, this is strange. Why? I mean... Huh? And anyway, you should do this, right? Now the camera... I mean, I guess there is a way to position the camera in the same position where my character is, but it's basically, but remember that it's not, so the camera is not picking up my character, right? It's picking up only the static geometry that is there. No, maybe it's picking also my character. I think is that the reason is that it's not, but I don't understand why now it doesn't play anymore, right? So that's a bit weird. You see that he pops up a millisecond and then he goes away? What the fuck? I mean, why? Because we are in cinematic view. I mean, one problem is that it starts... You see what it does? The beginning is like teleporting in. I don't know. That's very strange. Yeah, but why? Why it doesn't work anymore now? That's very, 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 very strange, huh? Why disappears instantly? What is the problem? Huh? This is the default, so the default is just plays, right? Is it because this cursor is at the end? I don't know. I mean, but it should not. It should definitely not affect that, right? What? What is going on? It worked only one time. So the difference is that I moved the camera. Because yeah, one thing that I did, I moved the camera, right? But by the way, where is this camera actually? Is this camera in one of the shots? Yeah, it's in the first shot for sure. And he's also in the second shot, but at the moment it's not there because... But is it the same camera? I don't know. Camera actor, shot 1001. Actually, it looks like the camera in shot 2 is in a different position. No, it looks like he didn't move my camera, by the way. I mean, he moved it, but he didn't. Maybe the fact that I moved it, it fucked up something with the camera. So let's try to put more. Let's try to ensure that we have a proper transform for our camera. So this is a transform of what? Of the Cine camera actor. Yes, exactly. So my camera is there. Okay. So can we say that, are we in shot 1 or where are we? How do I see the shot? Where is it? Shot 1001. Shot 1001. Okay, I can see it here on the right. Okay. Yeah, navigation is a bit weird. The navigation is here on the right and not on the left, but okay. So let's say that in the middle, right? We rotate our camera like this, right? So, and so we have the keyframe at least, right? But it's the same. Is appearing and disappearing instantly. It's super bad. I mean, it's super weird actually. So can we do Unreal sequencer play to sequence? What did I do differently compared to the... If an object in a reality flickers with bounds, cooling if this can happen when the particle outside is a center. No, the problem is not this. The problem is that the wall sequence disappears. It's super strange. I don't know, it's very weird. The only thing that we did, we moved the camera. I understand that, but... And we are generating only one overlap, right? We are not generating multiple overlaps, so you cannot say, oh, it's because you are generating... Because otherwise we will see hello multiple times, right? While we see hello only one time. You may say, oh, because you have the sequencer open. Okay, I can close it. It's the same. The editor just went crazy or what? We can open it again. But it's kind of strange though, huh? Very, very strange. Very, very strange. I remember I tried to use the sequencer in the past and I didn't have a good vibe on it. So I was like, oh, I mean, it was always bugged and not working properly, but it was very long time ago. So I was still in Unreal Engine 4 and I think that probably things really changed now. So Unreal Engine 5 should be, and we are on 5.4, so we are on a very good release. I think it should really work, right? But I don't understand why it's not. So let's see if now with the editor completely restarted. It does it only the first time. It's so weird. It's so weird. If you relaunch it, now it's not doing anything. Yeah, it's doing the same thing, right? It's like launching it a millisecond and then it's stopping. This is so strange. Create level sequence player. Play to. Target to movie scene sequence player. Do we have anything in the log, or let's see if we have anything in the log. Starting new camera cut. Updating window title bar overlay. Invalidated clip map due to WP0 threshold change. Huh? Starting a new camera cut. What is this? It's so strange. I mean, we also have the we also have the possibility to choose one shot, right? Like for example, shot 20. Let me see if this makes any difference. Bro, I don't know what to say, really. I mean... Play sequence. Create template sequence player. Create level sequence player. Set play rate. Convert to sequence player. Get a sequence player context from an animation node. Get display rate. Get blade backend. Because I mean, here in the sequence, right, we have stuff, right? It's not that, oh, the sequence is empty. You can say, it's not playing because it's empty, right? But it's not empty. We have all these minutes, well, minutes, seconds, but we have all of this, right? And we have that, right? So what's the deal? Yeah, exactly. Camera should also change, right? Well, by the way, in this shot we are not. In this shot we are not really looking there, so this will never be able to see. Never be able to see the. I'm trying, boys, I'm trying. I don't know if I will be able to, but I'm trying. So now the camera kind of follows that thing, right? The camera kind of follows that. Huh? Yeah, exactly. Camera kind of follows that. So this shot definitely contains something, right? It contains the camera, contains this object, contains the movement of the object, the movement of the camera. So all seems to be good, but maybe I have to play it in a separate window because it's messing up. Okay, let's see. Why that guy exist? The guy cannot exist. This guy cannot exist. He's not in the scene. It's kind of strange. It looks like you are starting when you play, right? It seems that you play starting from the position where you have your sequencer on. Let me try if this is mid-air and I press on play. Ah, yes. Why this happens? Why this happens? So you see that it is this colliding, by the way. Yeah, it is colliding. Ouch, 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 ouch. This is very, very strange. This I don't understand, right? Maybe because I have this key on. What is this? Enable and disable snapping. I mean, why I see the scene here? If I close the sequencer and I play, so I need to have the sequencer closed, but still we have the same issue, huh? Still we have the same issue that the camera is not, there is something happening. So if you have the sequencer open, then you will be playing from the point that you have selected in the sequencer. Okay, that's fine. I think that's a good idea. But the fact that it plays only once is super strange, right? So I basically have to close the editor, right? Open it again. And then it will play it one time. Let me see if he plays it one time when we start, right? I want to understand if it's a problem of initialization, that we are not initializing something, or after it's initialized, then it's fuck up forever. Because that is very weird. My problem with this kind of activities is always, is it worth it, right? But is it worth it? But I think that on the long run, it may be worth it, because we may use sequences for multiple stuff. Okay, so now I don't do anything, right? I just run and I enter into my box. Uh-oh. Everything froze. Bro, I don't get what is happening. I mean, everything froze and we saw it for a second, and then we saw again this, and now it's not possible to see it anymore. Bro, I don't understand what is going on. Is it the trigger maybe that is like triggering it multiple times? And so, okay, let's do it with a key, right? Let's do it with a key, which is pretty much the same. It's very strange though. It's very, 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 very strange. Let's do it with a key. So if I press G, hello Aragorn. If I press G, we want to do the same thing, right? Well, maybe I can copy it from... yeah, let me copy it from the other one, so I don't have to redo it, actually. So it's this, right? G pressed. Okay, so if I do it this way, right? Well, what is the so if now I press G, it's the same, bro. I mean, there is a moment of that, but then it's like if my scene, maybe my scene is like overriding the I mean, maybe my camera is overriding the other camera, so the scene is not really it's starting, but then my camera wins, because it seems that we are competing with something, right? It seems that we are competing with something. Do I have to disable somehow my camera or something? Because this guy, you know, in this example, right? This guy was not doing anything special. It was just, you know, I don't know if I can trust this guy, but it seems he knows what he's doing. But He's never playing the sequence though. I mean, it's just showing how to do it, but he's never playing the sequence. So we don't know if he's correct actually. We don't know if, I mean, it doesn't really tell us if there's another guy or what? Or is it the same guy? I think it's the same guy. Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't know why this link was not. I don't know if I have to disable somehow my... Exactly. Exactly. Okay, for example, right? For example, he did that, right? For example. So... Okay, bro. So he has the shot. Okay, he has the shot. Nice. He has another shot. He goes where? He goes in the level blueprint. So this guy is doing it from the level blueprint, but pretty much, you know, it's the same. And then he has my sequence 1 create level sequence player. It's a bit different though. It's a bit different because actually we don't have a because he just has it as a variable. Okay, he just have it as a variable while we put it in as a in the drop down we selected the shot, right? So yeah, it's basically doing play. Now here he's doing play, he's not doing play 2. Okay, let me do play. Is there a play? Play sequence. There are so many play. There is play 2. Play from the current position to the requested position. Play. Start to play forward from the current time cursor using the current play rate. Play sequence player. Start play back forward from the current position. This is the same, but what is the difference between this play and the other play? I don't know, I think it's the same. Sequence player is here already. I don't understand what is the play and play 2 actually, but let's try the play. It is on the overlap. Okay, it is on the overlap. Okay, much better. Play 2 for whatever reason. Okay, nice. So for whatever reason, play 2 is not doing what we want, right? While play is actually doing it now. Okay, well, that was weird. Because that guy in the example had the play 2, but it seems that was not a good idea. So if I press G twice, let me see what happens if I press G twice, right? I press G and then I press G again. Okay, rest. Oh wow, he's adding more. He's playing all the sequences on top of each other. Holy moly, that's interesting. That's interesting. So if I press G multiple times, you see there are 2 of them that are going in. So you can overlay a sequence to another sequence. Interesting, but fine. I see. Yeah, but basically works. Now my question is, if I play the sequence and I move while I'm in the sequence, will my character be moved at the end of the sequence? Yes, it does. So basically, you see, I moved. You didn't notice because I pressed the key, but I was here. I played the sequence, and then I just said, you know, to go right, and actually, he moved right. So the sequence does not disable movement. But at the same time, we are not interfering, right, with... Okay, we are. We actually are, because we are in the sequence. You see, we are in the sequence. So if I'm moving... So actually, the sequence is just taking the current world, right? No matter what. Which is good and bad, because in our sequence we don't want... well, if we have the camera in the same position of our character and we disable movement, yeah, if we disable movement, I think we are good. The problem is that it could be a multiplayer, right? If it's a multiplayer, you have other people walking in, right? So I think the question is, how do I exclude something from the sequence? It is even possible. Exclude object. You can exclude an object by hiding it before the sequence begins. Well... The problem is that my object does not exist. My object does not exist until I start the game, right? Because is my player, right? This is very problematic. How can you play your sequence animation during an online multiplayer game? Yeah, exactly. Because I will have to exclude basically all the other players. Maybe you can make replicated actors to move on sequencer with network level if you need the sequencer to be exact as possible on the client. The user way to send multi... No, but the question I think is the opposite. I mean, the question is, I guess, if we have... okay, let's go 2 players. 2 players listen server, right? So this will start in theory 3 windows, no? Yeah, this will start 3 windows. So here we are like in a multiplayer. Client 1. Client 1, net mode server. No, but I also wanted to have client 2, no? There's no client 2? No, because the problem is... Yeah, you see? I see the other player, right? I see the other player... Or was that me? Was that me? Yeah, it was me. It was me, but... I think definitely I will see the other player if he's there. Why I cannot start 2 clients? Huh? Number of players 2, net mode, players client. Okay, in this way is 2. Okay, in this way is 2 players. Okay, fantastic. So the point is that if I play my sequence, right, but this guy is here, breaking my balls. Yeah, exactly. He can move, right? He can move in the sequence. He can move in the sequence, boys. I think I think there should be a setting for this. I assume there is a setting, like that you see only the items that you actually added or flagged to the sequence as proxy. Because otherwise it's a real mess. Otherwise, it's a real mess. Let me ask our friend ChatGPT. Okay, I managed to create a sequence that moves a cube on screen. It works. Now I'm testing it multiplayer. I'm testing it in multiplayer, and the second player shows in the scene. I don't want other players to show in my sequence. The sequence plays only on the local client. Well, for sure it does play only on the local clients. Option 1. Set remote players mesh visibility off. Grazie. Thank you. Really, thank you. I mean, we can, yes, we can do it this way, but I hoped there was a better way, right? Wow, I don't believe that. Option 3, use a cinematic sub-level. If you want a clean slate, you can load a streaming level or level instance for the cinematic that doesn't include player actors. Players are technically still in the world, but is isolated by level visibility. No, I understand that. Yeah, but loading a streaming level on the... Can I load a streaming level on the client only? Without disconnecting from the server? I don't know. Okay, in the case of option 3, can I load a sub-level? Can I load a streaming level without disconnecting the player from the server? Because I don't think that you can load I can load a level. Okay. I mean, can we for real? Without disconnecting, are you sure? 100%? Okay. So we create a new streaming level, right? We create a new streaming level, and in this streaming level we will have. I mean, I'm not convinced, but we will believe. We will believe just because. We will believe. We will believe. We will believe, boys. PM, no, con. We will believe for a second. We will believe for a second. I don't want to be skeptical beforehand. Okay, this is our level. This is our level, right? It may contain the cinematic, right? It may contain the cinematic, and it may immediately start the cinematic, right? So this level will have a cinematic. In this case, will be simpler. Will just be a level sequence. This will be a streaming level sequence. Okay, streaming level sequence. Now we learned a bit how to do it. So this object actually is in the level, so we will add a new track for that cone, right? And we will transform here, and then we will say that this needs to go whatever here, right? And so this is our animation. Zoop, right? This is our animation, and maybe after this it goes back to where it was, right? Or in a similar position. We don't care. Fine. Fine. So okay, so now we have this level, which is a separate level. My player starts here and is actually looking in this direction, so it should be good enough, right? Because when we play, it should be seeing the cone. Yeah, the cone will go back and forth, right? Okay, nice. This level will automatically start. My sequence, right? Okay, will automatically play my sequence. Now back to the previous level. The previous level is what? Starter map? I don't know. Should be. What the fuck is this? Oh, nice. No, I didn't want this. No, I wanted the standard map, no? Now we don't find anymore the map. Third person map. Okay, this one, third person map. Right? So now when I press another key, let's say J or H, let's say H. When I press H, I want to load a streaming level. Load streaming level by name. By name. What the? Okay, by name. I mean, it's a map. I mean, it's a. That is the problem. That this load streaming level is actually loading a sub level of the current level. Is not loaded. Well, but we can still could have. So it's not. Yeah. It's not a separate map. Is a sub level of the map that is loaded only as needed. Yeah, but that's good actually. That is actually good. Wait though, wait a second. So load streaming level can load a map. Load streaming level is loading a sub level of the current map, right? So it's not a new map. So can I do it by loading a new map? In theory, the answer should be no, right? Because if you load a new map, you will not be where the server thinks you are. You can load a new map, but there is the breakdown. Open level on the client, it will not disconnect the player from the server because it disconnects them entirely. Exactly. Look at this. You can use open level on the client and it will not disconnect the players from the server because it disconnects them entirely. Fantastic. Yeah, exactly. They exit the current session. They are no longer connected to this. So you lose multiplayer connection. So exactly. So you cannot do, okay, well, it's good. You cannot do it with a map. This is what I was thinking, right? You cannot do it with another map because when you open level, you're basically disconnecting. But you can do it with the streaming level. So you can have a streaming level as a sub level. Now, can you, no, you need to have it as a, streaming level, right? Of your map. How can I add a streaming level? Only with word partition. Only with word partition. So I need to have word partition or word composition to actually load in a separate level. I mean, I think at this point will be simpler to hide the other players, right? Which is a bit of a weird idea, but it's definitely easier. Right? Instead of adding another, mainly because we want the sequence to happen where the player is. And so thinking to create another streaming level just for that with the same content, right, is really an overdoing the thing. Right, so yeah. So okay, so I think that this is not a great idea, but we can hide the other players, right? So if we want to hide the other players, like we said here, right? We said yeah, I want to do it only on the client though, huh? But I can do, yeah, so okay. So let's say that when I press G, right, I get all actors of class third person character. And for all of them, right, we hide, right? Oops. We I don't know if I want to say set visibility. I think I need to say set hidden in game, right? I need to say set actor hidden in game. Yeah. And then we go there. Yeah. Set actor hidden in game. Okay. So now if we play the same thing, and I have my player 2 Wait a second. The sequence is playing for both players? Are we crazy? No, eh? I mean, the sequence should play for one player only. What the fuck? Huh? Ah, because the overlap is triggered for everyone, and I didn't say if it's me. Yeah, okay, it's good, it's good. All is good. Uh-oh, the actor disappeared. Yeah, actually they disappeared only on my client. Okay, that's nice. So now I'm invisible, basically. Now I'm invisible and the other guy's invisible. But yeah, but it works, right? So I can hide. Okay, we can hide the other players. I think that's the best idea. The only problem is that I need to know when the sequence is finished, right? So how do I know when this is finished? I assume there is a bind, right? I really hope there is a bind to this freaking thing finishing, no? I cannot bind to this finishing. Bind to event finished. Okay, very nice. So when the event is finished, end of sequence, right? When the event finishes, I basically want to do the same, but the opposite. Right? So we basically restore the visibility of all the characters. And at the moment I'm hiding myself as well, but it's fine. So if I press, so if I go here with this character, a bit annoying in front of where the sequence will be, right? And then with the second character, I press G. Right, in the sequence, that character does not exist. But then when the sequence finishes, I see the character again. Okay, perfectly. Okay, this works very, very well. So we can basically exclude any other player from the sequence. And we can also exclude ourselves if we want, or we can keep our player, right? I can just say, if the player is me, keep it. If the player, okay, that's very nice. That is very nice. That is very nice. So we could create a simple function that is hide all except me, right? And we just compare if this is me or is not me, right? And we will hide, okay. That is pretty good. I need to drink. But this kind of start to make sense, huh? It's starting to make sense slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Ah, well. Okay, starts to make sense. It starts to make sense. This will be valid also for NPC, obviously, but that's okay. We will not have NPC there, so it's fine. So it's fine. Okay. So basically I can arrive in a place, in a sequence place. So for example, if I move this guy, whatever, in that location, well, it's the same, right? So if I arrive here, the sequence plays, right? At the moment, it's playing for both, but it's a pure. It's because I didn't exclude the other guy from the overlap, so I arrive here and the sequence plays. Okay. Yeah, I think we can do it this way. I think that the fundamentals are here now. What I can say is that I want my... So, okay, let's say that I want my player. And this will be the hard part, right? Because our players are fully customized. And so I want it to be me, right? With my hair, with my armor, with my clothes, with my weapons, with my everything. So I need to basically replicate the actor. And I do not have this actor before, right? So I cannot say, oh, this is me, right? Because me, let's say that me me is a random color, right? Me is a random color every time the game starts, right? So every time the game starts, or I can change color with a key or something, but I think it's nice if we do it like random. Begin play. I think we did this already some time ago. I don't remember how to do it, but there was a way like mesh, like get material or something. Get material 0, and in this material there was what? In this material there was mi queen 0. There was a parameter to change the color base color. Is this a parameter or no? Base color fall off. Logo layer color. Huh? Huh? What is it changing? It's not changing anything. We did this already. I don't. Well, let's just change the texture or something, or I want to do it simple, right? So that I don't have to go crazy. Why this color is not a parameter? Is it? Material expression. Wait a second. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same material. Well, this makes it metallic or not. But I don't understand what is this color. I mean, it's pointing to something, but... Huh? Huh? Wait. Huh? tint. Yeah, tint is definitely a... Tint is definitely a color. Ah. Ah. Yes. Tint is definitely a color. Can we change the parameter tint? But I have to create dynamic material. This is already dynamic material. I don't know. Ah, tint is here. What happened now? Why did this now? Why did this now? Why did this now? Wow, it's pretty cool, by the way. Love the color. Fantastic. I undo this. Why still overriding? Huh? I mean, it looks like the Queen 2, right, is overriding the tint, but I'm not. Ah, the color layer, we changed the, wait, we changed the, yes. I changed this as well, right? Under parameter, I changed the logo layer. No, I did cancel, actually. So why now is a different color? I don't know. Why? Why this color is color? I changed it. I undo. I did undo. I swear. I did undo. I mean, it's taking that no matter what I do. Okay, now maybe a reset for whatever reason. Probably now. Yeah, now it's reset normally. Okay. So, okay. So if I say that whenever I start the game, I would like. Is this material 0, material 1? I think material 1 is okay. So if I set scalar, no. I have to create a dynamic material and associate it again. I need to create a dynamic material instance and then of the mesh. Yes. And then I set a scalar parameter value tint, and no, is a vector. I set a vector parameter value, and this is a randomize of this. Can I randomize a vector? Random unit vector? Okay. And can I... Okay, and then I assign the material again. Element 0, yeah, to this. Okay. Fuck. Nothing happened. Nothing happened, my boys. Ah, because I didn't say tint. Ah. Oh, wow. There it is. Okay, so in theory now, why the second guy didn't... Oh. We have a color... we have a yellow here and we have a... because it's not replicated. Yeah, because the color is not replicated. Yeah, true. It can be different by because at the moment obviously we are in multiplayer, but we are doing this change. Well, it's actually at the begin play, so basically every time I start I will have a different color, right? Yeah. Why that one is always blue? I don't know. With just a chance. Yeah, just a chance. Pretty cool, by the way. But anyway, what I want, I mean, why I did this because I wanted to say, if we start with one player, right? In normal standalone mode, right? And now my player is different color every time. Nice. And these colors are actually very strong. And now I want my player to be in the scene, right? And he's my player, is my blue thingy, right? Which is customized at every run, is randomized at every run. So yeah, so now the question is, how do we put into a sequence my character? Right? And this answer was actually answered here, if I remember. Because I remember that this. Exactly, referencing the player in sequencer. When making cinematic content in sequencer, it may not be clear to how to add and animate the player character in the same way you add other objects to actor in the scene. You have a controllable player character for your project. You are familiar with animating skeletal meshes. You are familiar with using Blueprint. Okay. Reference a proxy player. While the player start actor is a spawn point for the player, this is not used for exactly. Because of this, you should instead create a proxy actor to animate with instead. One way this can be done by creating a spawnable reference or player character blueprint. Bro, it's fully customized. I cannot do this. I cannot take the default guy. I need to take my guy. This creates a spawnable actor based on the player character blueprint in your sequence. It is a temporary sequence only character which can be used. No, it's not enough. Rebind the proxy to the actual player. Wait. Once your content is ready, the proxy character must be replaced with the actual player before. Yes. To make finding the proxy character in the to replace easier, assign a tag to the character track. To do this, right click in the track and select tags, then type a tag and add the tag menu and press enter. Open binding to player. This creates a tag on the character track. Okay. Next, open your level blueprint by clicking level blueprint. Okay. Reference your sequence in blueprint by selecting OK. Create the following logic. Create the get player pawn node. Create, okay. Which gets the current actual player doing runtime. Yes. This actual display, yes. Drag off the level sequence reference. Connect it to the target. Set binding by tag. Cinematic actor get. Okay. Yeah, is. Oh my god, it did exactly the same thing. It is green, do you see? They did exactly exactly the same thing. They did exactly the same coloring. Okay, nice. Yeah, so we can do this, and so we can substitute our character with an existing character. Now it must be the same class, but obviously it will be. Obviously it will be. So okay, let me try to. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So we say. We say streaming level sequence. No, streaming level sequence, we don't use it anymore. Streaming level was a bad idea. So if I go in my shot, we said that we are working with shot number 2, right? We are working with shot number 2. So in shot number 2, I have to drag and drop a player of the same. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So I take my player character and I drop it whatever here, right? Okay, he did it. So he loaded the third person character. Now this third person character by default is in 0, or no? Where is it? Must be somewhere, no? No? Third person map. Character mesh 0. No, it's not here for whatever reason. Huh? Okay, anyway. I don't know, the actor doesn't show even if I'm inside. Ah, because I'm not inside of this. Yes, now. Yes. It's because I was not in the sequence, right? So you always see based on where you are in the sequence. I was not in shot 2, I was in shot 1, right? So this was not okay. So now let's say that we take this character and we want to have him walk, right? And that is really hard for me because I have no idea how to do it, but there is another tutorial that is saying, that is telling you how to do the walking. So let's say that this guy starts here, right? And then he walks in front of that thing. Okay. So at the moment, now you can animate and create content for this proxy character. Animate and create content for this proxy character. I mean, to me, I just want him to walk, right? I mean, we can play the. I think we can play the walk animation. Animation. Uh-oh, we're stuck. Walk forward. Walk forward. Just doing nothing. Why walk forward is not doing anything? Do I have to enable it somehow? Or, no? Wait one, yeah. Wait, maybe we need to do the previous tutorial, which is, I think is, apply animation to a character. Tracked actor to sequence. Boom. Okay. 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 When the skeletal mesh track is added to the sequence, it automatically adds the commonly used track. Yeah, but in our case, it is a blueprint. It's not. I added the word blueprint. I didn't just add the skeletal mesh because in our case we need the blueprint. Right? We don't need the skeletal mesh. Applying animation to a character plus animation. Unarmed walk forward. When the animation is added, click play to preview the sequence. Ay. So it doesn't work in the character. Maybe because I added the animation to the BP, I didn't add it to the skeleton. Okay, I believe. Animation walk forward, walk forward. It's not walking. It's not walking. CR mannequin body. Character mesh 0. In theory, character mesh 0 is the right. So inside the person character, yeah, character mesh 0, exactly. That is the one that is getting animated. Now, this particular guy is using an animation blueprint, so he's a bit... I mean, if I drop the Queen Simple, but I want to test with the blueprint, because in our case it will be a blueprint. So I need to be able to animate a blueprint. Because I think if I drop just this guy, animation simple, I think that this will work. But this is kind of a different, right, thing. This is kind of a different thing if I put it this way. No, it doesn't work anyway. It doesn't work anyway. Why? Why it doesn't work? Why it doesn't work? Unarmed walk forward. Maybe that is not for the same skeleton? Well, I mean, it is. Animation walk. walk forward. Yeah, exactly. Walk forward is inside. Is inside animation many. It's just that one is more masculine and the other is more feminine. But it's the same. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, why doesn't work? Why doesn't walk? It doesn't walk for this guy that is a skeletal mesh directly, and this one which is a blueprint of a skeletal mesh. I don't know if this animation weight must be you know, a key. They don't walk. Maybe the animation is wrong. What was the one that he's using in the example? Unarmed walk forward, but SKM many two animation SKM Queen simple. Bro, it's the same. And in theory, here is already giving you all the only the animations that are compatible, right? So I don't think he's going. So I don't understand why. Uh-oh. What the hell did I do? Ah, you can select every sub-object. Wow. I mean, we have it in the animation, but it's not working. Why this guy is not moving, guys? Why is not walking? In theory, here we are in the super simple, right? So it should work. Are there any properties of this thing? Maybe we need to say that it's looping, right? Can we say that it's looping? First loop start frame offset, play rate 1, reverse, slot name, mirror data table skip animation, force custom mode, swap root bone. How do I say that this is actually looping? Match. Properties. When finished, restore state? I don't know. I think that when finished, loop again. Should I just make it longer? It seems he's trying to walk, but he's trying to do something. I mean, it seems that this is like trembling a bit, but yeah, you see? Exactly. It seems he's doing something, but he's not doing what we want. Is it trembling only that guy or also this one? No, this one is perfectly still. Animation walk. It seems that is conflicting with something else, right? Like if the convert to possessable, make the specified spawn object possessed by the sequencer. Should we do this? You see that he's trying to move the leg. He's definitely trying to move the leg, but he cannot. Like if there is another animation, you see? Like if there is another animation that is conflicting or something that is conflicting. MM. Walk in place. We can also walk in place, why not? As long as you walk. You see that the leg is moving slightly left and right. Okay, maybe it's based on the distance that it travels. I don't think so, but in any case, let's make it also move forward somehow, okay? So that so if I put a transform here at the beginning, right? And then I put a transform here at the end. Oops. And I put a transform at the end, right? Let's say here. So now he moves between there and there, right? So now, do you think he will walk or? No, he will slide. So this walking place is not really working. I don't know why though. I mean, we follow the same idea, right? Why? Why? I mean, what is the difference between this guy is doing the same, right? He's just dropping a thing here. Now, maybe the difference is that he added the character to the level. I think I dropped it into the sequencer directly. Okay, let's try to delete this guy. Uh-oh, why is still here? What the fuck? That was a bit weird. Okay, so I drop this guy into the level. And then we do add actor to sequencer, and this guy is called SMK Queen Simple. And then under animation we say walk, and we say walk forward. Okay. And now we play, And bro, it's not working. It's just not working. And he's not even trying to move the leg, for what I see now. Why? I don't know. Animation outliner. Is there anything else that we should do or set or animation detail? There's nothing there. Location. SM Queen, skeletal mesh, animation mode. If we say animation mode, animation asset, walk, then what it does? FM walk. Yeah, but this basically forces him to walk all the time, right? So it's not, I mean, this is, here we basically forced, and we can do it the same with the blueprint. But I mean, this is not what we want. Right. I mean, I can do it like this, but this is not controlled by, right? This is not controlled by the sequencer. This is just a value that I hard code into the character. So I don't want to do this, right? So I would like this to be empty. So what? I don't know. Use animation blueprint. Animation class, nothing. Walk. It's not walking, bro. It's not walking. I can say use animation asset and leave this empty and see if this is helping, but I don't know. No, it's not helping. Basically, this walk forward, it seems that whatever I have here is overriding. No, this is not working, guys. It is not working. I mean, I tried in different ways, but sequencer, play character animation. It doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. There is something missing, right? I'm a beginner. I'm trying to do the same blah 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 description here for adding animation to currency. I was able to do part 1 with animated. I use the scheme money third person template. I've tried to play animation, the cat does not animate. I basically follow instruction and not divergent at all. One with a single option need to. I'm also able to correctly get animation to work when I'm not using the sequence. Can you check the mannequin is movable? Mannequin is movable. I mean, for sure it's movable. What do you mean? Mannequin is movable. I don't even have the movable here. What? What? Turns out it was the same plover as here. I needed to delete the control rig for this to work. Holy fuck. Huh?
And this is just a control rig on the mannequin character. Standard biped metahuman rig. In here you can kind of animate and manipulate it. So control rigs are great, they're really cool, but what's also really cool is that you don't need to keep them around if you're not using them. So in this case, I'm not using this control rig, so I'm gonna just delete it. So I didn't use it, I didn't put any poses in there, it doesn't matter, I just deleted it. I can always bring it back, that's what's really powerful about these guys. Instead, I'm gonna use this lane here called animation. I'm just gonna put in a couple of, you know what, let me turn this guy off.
Yeah, but then when will be our character, right? This will not work. In fact, now it works. In fact, now it works. Yeah, deleting the control rig actually make it work. But it is a problem. I mean, it's a real problem because it is a real problem because then our character, you know, yeah, now if I delete it from here, also this one works, right? But the problem is that if I want my character then to, my character will have the control rig, so I don't know what will happen then. This seems to be not thought out very well, I have to say. Maybe we can disable it somehow during the sequence, I don't know. Because yeah, now the speed. Yeah, there may be a problem of the speed of the walk based on, so we may have to change the. But anyway, that's another problem. We can yeah, it is sliding, right? It's sliding and it's colliding as well, but it's fine. So at least it does what we want it to do. So basically, we are able to play an animation, but now. You know, we did all this mess because we wanted to... We did all this mess, right? Because I don't know why this guy remains in, but... because I dropped into the level, okay. But now we want to do the second piece, right? And the second piece is that... this guy what was that? Okay, so now we have our guy, we have our animation, and then he's saying rebind the actual proxy, the proxy to the actual player, right? So he said create a tag so that we know who's who. So our third person character is the which is this guy, right? And so he's saying tags, enter tag, and we will say player. Okay, enter tag player, and then in the blueprint. Okay, then when we do the play, we use this set binding by tag. So when I press G, when I press what? G, yeah, when I press G, We will remove a second the hide of the character, so otherwise we will not see the character, right? Or we can say if the character is not me. Yeah, let's say where the character is not me. So it's already the way I would like to do it for real in our game, right? So if this is different, then no, we want to hide them all. What I'm saying, we want to hide them all because I will create a proxy of myself, right? So myself should be hidden. Yeah, exactly. No, we want to do this. And then here we will do set binding by tag. Set binding by tag. Okay. And and the tag will be obviously player. I understand that. And then we have to pass my get player pawn 0. Okay, get player pawn 0, and then we have to make an array for whatever reason, because probably this function can take more than one, right? Okay, so now now in theory this thing should be substituted to our player when we so we are yellow, right? And you see that guy is not yellow. So if I go here and I press G, right? I go here and I press G. It's not yellow. Sequence did not contain any bindings with the tag player. Are you real? What do you mean sequence don't contain any? Is he a third person character player? What do you mean? What do you mean sequence did not contain any binding with tag player? You stupid computer. I don't know if I'm doing it at the right level. Create a reference to a cinematic from persistent level. I'm not completely sure that what I'm doing here is the same as. Also, the other problem is that this is actually visible. Oh yeah, but it's visible only when we are in the sequence, huh? Yeah, it's visible only when we are in the sequence. But basically it's saying that he cannot swap it. He cannot swap it. Why cannot swap it? Why things never work the first time? That's kind of always a mystery. So this guy is doing something slightly different, right? So he's getting. Wait. Create. We probably missed this. Reference your sequence in blueprints by selecting the level sequence actor in your level. What? The level sequence actor in my level? I don't have a level sequence actor in my level. Huh? I mean, you mean selecting the guy? You mean selecting this? Huh? Then right click in the event graph and select create a reference. What? Create a reference? No, it doesn't. I mean, it's possible only in the level map. Ah, fuck. It's a bit annoying though. I mean, it is a bit annoying because it is in the main level. Is in yeah. There is a very weird setup though. I mean, the fact that it works, there is this custom node that exists only in the level blueprint, which points to a sequencer thingy. It's so weird. I mean, can I do it also with a box? If I select that box and I do, if I select that box and I do create reference, yeah, I can. Okay, so you're basically creating a reference to something that exists. That is super weird. That is super weird. But anyway, yeah, so we were missing this step, right? And then he's saying bind the player 0 to that. I know, bro, but I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it in my map, right? Set binding, cinematic play. Create a player pawn. Yeah, but connect your level sequence to the target. Set a binding by name you created. Connect again. Ensure allow binding on the asset is disabled. After binding, play the sequence. I mean, it is so weird in so many levels. It is so weird in so many levels because I don't want to generate it from here, right? I really don't want to. Bind. What was it? Set binding by set binding. Doesn't work. Set binding by tag cinematic. Create a reference to cinematic. What do you mean cinematic? Cinematic. I don't have a cinematic. I have a character. Is this character called cinematic? I don't think so. Your cinematic sequence. I don't understand where this cinematic is coming from, right? It looks like he has a cinematic object in the outliner, right? He has a cinematic object in the outliner. Do we have a cinematic object in the outliner? We have a cinematic camera. Ah, yes, we do have it actually. We have this thing. Ah, okay. So it's not the character. It's this. Okay. Okay. But then can I do it? But then can I do it when I press G? No, I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. So this thing lives only in the... That's very strange. And also, where is this starting, right? Is it starting automatically? I mean, what do we connect this to, right? It is not connected to anything. Exactly, it's not connected to anything. So what happens? It will execute anyway? I don't understand what is going on here. I don't understand if this ghost is played anyway. I mean, it's not, so... Definitely is not. So what do I connect it to? I connect it to begin play. But this is not really what we want to do. And by the way... It's not even working because I was green, right? You convinced me so, eh? You convinced me so. So basically this binding is not... He's saying that shot 20 does not contain does not contain this binding. That is what he's saying. But this is shot 20 and this is our binding, right? And this is our object tag. Maybe there is another way to tag. I don't know, maybe I'm not tagging the proper way or why. Open binding tag manager. Player, you see? Shot 20 player, so... Even if it was... What? Now the weird thing is that in the example he's using this cinematic object, and then on the cinematic object he's setting the binding by tag to my player, right? So it's like if the tag is at the cinematic level, is not at the player level. While here is showing that the tag is on BP third person character, right? Yeah, it's really doing right click tags, add tag, exactly in the same way. Yeah, this is doing exactly in the same way that I have it. It is doing it exactly in the same way that I have it. But this is not working. But this is not working, my boys. And it is the same guide. Unless it's different here, but... No, it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. Yeah, you see that he did the green thingy exactly like we did, so... The problem I have is that if we cannot remap the character, will be very hard for us to use it, right? Because we need a... if you create a sequence, you create a cinematic thing. Yeah, probably is created. Yes, probably is created when you create the cinematic in the level. When you do this, right? When you do this, that you add a level sequence, this becomes a cinematic that goes here on the right side. Yeah. I think that's the way it is. But I don't understand why he's saying that he cannot find the tag, right? He cannot find the tag. He's saying that in the output, right? You see? Sequence did not contain. Can I copy this? Internet doesn't seem to be very happy about this. The problem is that it doesn't work here and it doesn't work there. I mean, even if I do it, I mean, now I'm doing with the G, right? It is my G. But even if I don't do it in the G and I do it in the level, which is exactly the way, that is exactly the way. Ah, wait, here I didn't say player though. Here I didn't say player, okay. Ah, this time it worked because it's black. It doesn't walk, it walks, but it is black. Ah, okay. So in the level blueprint actually works. Okay. So here it works. The problem is that here is in the level blueprint. So the point is, can we get a reference to this? Can we get a reference to this in our third person character, right? So that would be so if we could get a reference to that, because creating this level sequence player is not the proper way. It's not the proper way. I mean, it's still weird, because in theory is exactly the same, right? In theory is exactly the same. So, but it seems to work only when you get this. Maybe because the tags are published at the father level. Maybe they are here, right? Maybe the tags are here somewhere. Even if I don't see them here, I see them only when I double click here and I go tags, right? Well, it doesn't exist in shot 1, it exists in shot 2. Yeah, it exists inside shot 2, so why the hell? Why the hell it doesn't work in my... Why this binding works only on the level and it doesn't work on my G, right? That is super weird. Did I mistype it or what? Player. No, I didn't mistype it. I didn't. Fuck. Sequence did not contain any bindings with the tag player. Sequence did not contain any binding with the tag player. Bro, why? Can I get the sequence? Can I get the cinematic from? I mean, I can do get actor of class, and then I can choose cinematic. I don't know. No. Basically, the question is, how do I get this object? How do I get this object in my level sequence actor? Okay, level sequence actor. Level sequence. Is there. Okay. Okay. So instead of creating a new, if we get, please just get the first. No, it's this one already. It's only one. Okay. 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 Okay, I believe. I believe. Go. Do it. Do it. Please be pink. What the fuck? There is no character anymore? What? Because I'm invisible? Because I am invisible. Because I am invisible? Okay. Let's try to remove the invisibility a second. I'm green, huh? It's not green there, though. Fuck. There are two. Yes, there are two because now I... what? Huh? Okay, so if I make myself invisible and then it's creating a copy of me, also the copy is invisible. Which kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. But the problem is that we see with a proxy, then we see two people, we see two players, right? I mean, if I delete that, uh-oh. Is this guy? This guy? No, it's not. No, it's not. This was another guy. Okay, wait. But... okay, I'm black. No, Why there are two? Why? Because in the first shot, this guy is generated again. Okay, but I think it works. I think it works. It's just that for whatever reason, I mean, it's generating two characters instead of one. And that is super confusing. We only have one character here, right? They should not exist. Exactly. It doesn't exist before. It exists here at the beginning. And in theory, when I press G, it should be proxied and substituted. But it seems that is substituting it, but is still keeping the previous, which is very, 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 very strange. Actually, the animation worked, so it seems that the control rig on my character is actually not a problem. But anyway, I have to go, guys, because tomorrow I have to wake up early. But I think we made good progress. So we can basically spawn an item, move it in a sequence. We can also hide other characters. So if it's multiplayer, we can hide the other players. And we can, in theory, also show our player doing something. Even if, for whatever reason, it's not really... I mean, it's duplicating, right? So we have to think in this view. Because, you know, if you are so the point is that if you are an Enki, you should see Enki around the table, right? If you are a dwarf, you should see dwarfs around the table. So the characters will have to be generated based on... Yeah, but anyway, this thing is working, huh? So, for example, if we want to create a cinematic sequence when you arrive to the bronze doors, right, the first time, and we want to do a camera panning, you know, over the bronze doors, we can. Now we can. Or when you arrive in a new city, if you want to do like a cinematic from the top of the city, we can. Now, I think it's a bit weird roleplay wise, but okay, anyway. I think it was good. I think this project it's only very weird that this happens twice, right? So that we see two characters. I don't understand why we see two characters. I don't understand why. Like here, when I play at the beginning, I already see the second guy, right? Oh my god, and now I see... What? Now I see... multiple objects. Because I go through this trigger, huh? Because I go through the trigger. Yeah, but if I don't go to the trigger... I mean, this guy... Who the fuck is this guy? It doesn't exist. It exists... That guy exists only in the sequence. That is not playing at the moment. The sequence is playing now. And that is me, because I'm not hidden. And by the way, my controls were... When I was pressing the keys, right? The character was moving differently. So I can actually affect the character movement. But I still don't understand who is this guy. Who is this guy? This guy should not exist. This guy... because I have the sequencer open? Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, without the sequencer open, because yeah, we know that when the sequencer is open... yes. Because we learned that if you have the sequencer open, the game starts from what you see. So if I'm here, right, the game starts from here. Ah, yes, 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 yes. So it's solved, it's solved, it works exactly the way we want. So I can start it, I am red, right? I play the sequence, the camera moves, goes there, this thing drops, right? And me, with my colors, walk forward. Ah, very nice. Very nice. Okay, there are some, you know, tricks in this thing, but it seems to be working fine. So I think we can use this, guys. We can use it. We can use it. We can use it. We can use it, and I would say that we can use it in multiple places. And it seems to be fairly easy to do cinematic sequences. It seems to be fairly easy. I was thinking it was harder. Now, if we can animate the walk, I mean, obviously you have to do it precisely, right, from place to place. So if you have a chair and a table, you have to do exactly, you know, go there, rotate, sit, blah blah blah, play this animation. I mean, it has to be all sequence, right, like in a video. But it's okay. We can do that. We can do that. And then we can disable the input for our player temporarily during the sequence. And then, yeah, do you know that I have hands now? Look at my hand. Tickle, 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 tickle. I have hands. They added the ability to. I have the left and the right. I think so. No, maybe not. I only have the right. I only have the right. I mean, in theory, the left should be there, but it's not showing. I don't know why. But yeah, I have hands, my boys, that I can move. I'm moving them myself. I can say, what the? What the? Okay. I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. If you want to click on follow, would be very nice. So we reach these 900 followers. Please do it. And also, if you want to become a sub, that would be nice. A little animation when you take the Ptero. Yeah, exactly. That's a very good idea, Hula. That's a very good idea. Very good idea. When you take a Ptero, you can have the camera, you know, you can have the camera go up and just travel through the city. At least for a piece, right? I mean, the best would be to have the Ptero actually flap his wings and fly up and then go. But yes, exactly. That's a very good idea. I will do it. I will do that. Because this sequence seems to work. Now I understand it a bit better. It's not super easy, but I think it's okay. I mean, it's good. It's good. Okay, bye. No, I was like this. Bye. See you.